Good morning to all. Today we will discuss assignment number 2, that is write the assembly level language program to accept a string and display its length. That is, in this particular practical, we have to accept the string from the user or from the keyboard, and we have to display its length on the screen. So we have to use the two system calls over here also, that is read system call as well as write system call. For read system call we are using for accepting the string, and write system call we are using for displaying the length of the string on the screen. So see, under section dot data, see, we are accepting the string from the user. So we are declaring this particular array whose name is str in under section dot bss, because it is an uninitialized variable. We are accepting it from the keyboard, so we don't know what is the actual string which we are entering. So we are declaring it under section dot bss. So that's why here it is written str resb 200. RESB is reserved bytes. So how many bytes we have reserved? 200 bytes we have reserved for this string array. Now we have to use the read system call. So under section dot text we are writing global underscore start colon. We are writing the read system call. We know the function number for read system call is 0. So we have written here move rax comma 0. Move rdi comma 0. Since we are accepting it from the keyboard, we are writing here move rdi comma 0. Then whatever the string we are entering, that should be stored in some array. So that array already we have declared under section dot bss. So we have to write move rsi comma str. That means the string address we are storing it in rsi, and move rdx comma 200, that is its length, the length of that particular array. We have to load it in rdx and syscall. So this is a read system call. In the first practical we have seen how we are using the read system call. Now see, whenever we are entering any string, the length of this string is returned in the register, and this particular register is RAX register. Now what is RAX? RAX is a 64-bit accumulator. So the length of the string is returned in RAX register. So see, suppose the string is welcome, WELCOME. So total we can say the length of the string is 8. WEL 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and one more for enter. After welcome we are pressing the enter, so that is also counted as a string length. So the total length of the string is 8, and that is returned in RAX. Now we have to see how we can display this particular number which is available in RAX register. So we have to write the code for displaying the RAX register. For this we have to understand the display procedure. How to display the number on the string? For displaying the number on the string, number on the screen, we have to convert the number from hex to ASCII. So we require the hex to ASCII conversion. We require the hex to ASCII conversion to convert any number from hex to display the number on the screen. Now see, hex to ASCII. So we require what are the ASCII equivalent of the hex numbers. So see, for the hex number 0, the ASCII equivalent is 30H. It is a 30H. For the ASCII hex number 1, the ASCII equivalent is 31H. That is, we have to add 30H to that hex number. So it is 2. If it is 2, it is 32H. If it is 3, it is 33H. If it is 4, it is 34H. 535H, 636H, 737H, 838H, 939H, and for A it is 41H. That means whenever the hex number is a hex, whatever the hex number which you have to display, it is a numeric value from 0 to 9. Then to convert it into its ASCII, we have to add the 30H into that. And whenever it is a character, see, A is a character, A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the hexadecimal digits. So it is a character. So if it is a character, to convert it into its ASCII value, we have to add 37H. That means 7H extra we have to add into it. Now why 7H extra we have to add? See, 39. After 39, it is 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 3E, 3F and 40. It is not mentioned over here. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These 7 values are not over there. Directly for A, it is 41. For B, it is 42H. For C, it is 43H. That means this 7H gap is over there. So if it is a character, we have how we get the ASCII equivalent of this character value by adding 37H. That means this 7 extra we have to add into it. So how we can say, for conversion of hex number into ASCII value, we have to check whether we have to display the numeric value or we have to display the character. If it is a numeric value, then just by adding 30H you can get a ASCII value, and if it is a character, then you have to add the 37H into that hexadecimal number. So I have to display. So see, in this case I have to display RAX is a 64-bit value. That means in RAX you are getting a 64-bit value. 64-bit value means 16 digits. How many digits are there? Total 16 digits. See, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Likewise, if you calculate it, how many digits are there? There are total 16 digits. So these 16 digits we have to print on the screen. So whenever we have to print 16 digits on the screen, then you have to first separate individual digit, that is 0. First 0 you have to separate. You have to check whether this 0 is a number or this is a character. If it is a number, then you have to add 30H into it. If it is a character, then you have to add 37H into it. That means each individual digit you have to check whether it is a numeric value or whether it is a character for converting it into ASCII value. And after converting it into ASCII value, we have to store these ASCII values in one array. And this array we display it by using write system call. This array, what we are doing, we are displaying this particular array by using write system call. So that will display this value on the screen. That means to displaying these 16 digits on the screen, what I have to do, I have to store the ASCII equivalent of every individual digit into one array, and that array, whenever I print this particular array using write system call, I will get this value on the screen. I hope everybody is understanding. So see, this is the algorithm for hex to ASCII conversion. That means how many digits, first we have to take the count of how many digits we have to print. Now in this case we have to print 16 digits. So we are taking the value of C and T, taking the count value as 16 into count variable. So we are declaring one variable, count variable, and we are putting the value 16. Suppose I have to display a byte. There only 2 digits are there. In that case I will put the count value as 2. Suppose I have to display the value as say word, then there are 4 digits, so I will put the count value as 4. Then I will move the address of result variable into RDI. So I am taking the result variable by storing the ASCII values of individual digits. So I have to use the pointer to that ASCII array, so that I can use this for displaying the or for using the write system call. Then see, I have to separate out each individual digit. What I have to do, I have to separate out each individual digit. For that purpose, I will rotate left RBX register by 4 bits. So RBX register, in RBX register, the whatever the value that is in RAX register, we move into RBX register, and then we rotate it left by 4 bits. Now why to rotate left by 4 bits? Just a minute. I will explain this part by giving the example. So see over here. See, if the number is, this is the example by which you will understand this. Suppose there is a number in BL register, say 23H, move BL, 23H, and I have to display this 23H on the screen. This 23 I have to display it on the screen. That means I have to separate 2 and I have to separate 3. What I have to do? I have to separate 2 and I have to separate 3. These 2, once I separate these 2, I will convert it into its ASCII, so it becomes 32H. Then I will separate 3, I will convert it into its ASCII, so it will become the 33H. So I will store the ASCII equivalent of 2 and ASCII equivalent of 3 in one array, and that array I will display. That will print 23 on the screen. So that means I have to separate first 2. So how I can separate these 2? For that purpose, I have to rotate this BL by 4 bits. So for this, the instruction is ROL BL, 04H. So see, this is 23, 0010, 0011. So how the rotate instruction works? The rotate instruction works like this. Every bit will be shifted to the left hand side, and MSB will go into the LSB. MSB will go into the LSB. That means, see, if we rotate BL by only single bit, then the 0, MSB 0 will go into the LSB place, and every bit will get shifted by 1 bit. So you will get the value 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Again, if you, for the second time, every bit will get shifted to the left and MSB will go into the LSB. That means, here we have written roll BL, 04 for 4 times. So what happens after 4 times? Your value will become 0011 0010. That is 32H. Now from 32H I have to separate, from 32H I have to separate 2. So how I can separate 2 from 32H? I will AND 32H with 0FH. I will AND 32H with 0FH. That means if I write the instruction like after roll BL, 04, after roll BL, 04, you will get the value 32H in BL. So I will write the instruction AND BL, 0FH. So what it will do? It will AND 0F. 0F means 0000 1111 with 32H. So your value in BL is 32, 0011 0010. It is ANDed with 0F, means it is ANDed with 0000 1111. So if you AND this, it is a bitwise ANDing. If you AND this, you will get the value as 02H. You will get the value as 02H. That means from 32 only 2 gets separated. Then these 2 you will check whether whether it is less than or equal to 9. If it is less than or equal to 9, then you will add 30h into it, so it will become 32h, and this 32h I will store it in the result array. Right, now that means the first number 2 gets converted into its ASCII and it is stored in the array. Now I have to convert this 3 into its ASCII. So 32h, again I will rotate left by 4 bits, so I will get 23h. From to 23h I will AND 0fh. So if I AND 0fh, I will get 03. This 03 I will compare with 9. It is less than or equal to 9, so I will add 30h into it, so it becomes 33h, and this 33h I will store in the second position of the result array. That means by writing the code like this, your 23h gets converted as 32h and 33h, and it gets stored into the result array. This is for displaying a 2-digit number. This is for displaying a code for displaying a 2-digit number. That's why we are using the instruction rotate left BL by 4 bits. Now if you can see here you have to display the 16-digit number. So these are your 16 digits. I have specified these particular digits as a hexadecimal digit. So if I rotate this by 4 bits, what happens? This one, that is 1, actually in binary it is 0001. So these 4 bits will go in the lower significant position. So this one will go over here. So what happens after rotating left this we can say 64-bit number by 4 bits, what value you are getting? The uppermost digit will go at the lowermost position, so 1 will go over here. So at the last 2 digits, what are the last 2 digits? You get 31. And what is this last 2 digits? See, suppose this value is in RBX, this all 64-bit number is in RBX, then your last 2 digits will be there in the BL register, last 4 digits will be there in the BX register, last 8 digits will be there in the EBX register, and the 16 digits will be there in the RBX register. Right, that means 31 is there in BL. Now what is my role? I have to separate 1. So how I can separate 1? I will AND 0F with BL. So you will get the value as 01. 0, 1. So 1 gets separated, right? 1 gets separated out. We will check whether this is greater than or equal to 9. If it is greater than 9, or if it is less than or equal to 9. So this one is less than or equal to 9. So I will add 30h into it. So it will become 31h. That means how this 1 gets stored? 1 gets converted into its ASCII and it gets stored as 31h. Now I have to separate 2. So I will again do the same thing. Roll the RBX register by 4 times, 4 bits. So 2 will come over here. So when 2 will come, I will again separate this 2. Next time I will again rotate, so 3 will come over here. That means every time this the digit will come over here, we will separate that digit and we will convert that digit into its ASCII value and store it in the result array. Right, so I hope everybody is understanding this part. So now see, directly we see the code over here. Your string length is available in RAX register after writing this read system call. So this RAX register, move RBX comma RAX. So I have loaded the RAX contents into RBX. Whenever it is a move instruction, always whatever we mention as the first operand, it is the destination operand. So RBX is the destination and another is the source operand. So RAX is the source operand. Move RDI comma result result. See, after converting it into its ASCII value, we have to store it in the result array. So this result array, I am declaring it in the section.bss. So I have to declare this result array in section.bss, right? Then I have to write the count value because I have to display how many digits? 16 digits. So I will put 16 in the count register, that is CX register. So move CX comma 16. Now next what I will do, next whatever the display procedure I have explained, that code we have to write roll RBX comma 04. So I will rotate RBX by 4 bits. So whatever the first digit is there, that will be available as a lower significant digit. Then I will take only BL. That BL value I will put it in AL. I will AND AL with 0FH. So the last digit gets separated. I will compare it with 09H. Compare instruction. What compare instruction will do? Compare instruction, actually it performs the function of subtraction. So AL minus 09, the operation of AL minus 09 will be carried out, and if AL is less than 9, if AL is less than 9, then the carry flag will be set, and if AL is greater than 9, then the no carry flag will be set. Depending on that, jump if greater. That means if AL is greater than 9, if AL is greater than 9, then jump. That means if the value is the character, then jump if greater. If AL is less than 9, that means 1, 2, 3 like that. If AL is less than 9, then we have to add only 30H into it. But if AL is greater than 9, then we have to add 37H. So if it is greater than 9, then we have to go to the label add underscore 37. So what is add underscore 37? The instruction which is written is add AL comma 37H. So what happens if the AL is less than or equal to 9, only 30H gets added, and if AL is greater than or equal to 9, 37H will get added. Right? After adding 30H, if it is less than 9, we don't have to again add 37H. That's why here the instruction written is JMP skip. JMP skip means, and skip is the label, so it will directly jump to skip. So JMP is an unconditional jump instruction, and JG, that is jump if greater, it is a conditional jump instruction. So conditional jump instruction will check any condition. After compare, it will check the condition whether AL is less than 9 or whether AL is greater than 9, and accordingly it will jump. But JMP, unconditional jump, it will not check any condition. It will directly jump to the label, whatever the label where it is mentioned. So JMP skip, so it will skip this instruction add AL comma 37H, because we don't want this instruction once we add 30H to AL, right? It will go to skip, and if it is greater, it will add 37H and it will go to the next instruction, that is move into bracket RDI comma AL. So what this will do, whatever the ASCII value that has been converted after adding 30H or 37H, that will get stored into the memory location pointed by RDI. When we write the instruction move into bracket RDI comma AL, what this instruction will do, this instruction will transfer the contents of AL into the memory location pointed by RDI. So where RDI is pointing? RDI is pointing to your result array. So what happens, whatever the ASCII value, it gets stored into the first position of the array. I hope everybody is understanding this part. So your first digits get converted into its ASCII, and it gets stored into the result array. Then what we have to do, we have to convert the second digit into its ASCII and store it into the second position of the result array. So here we have done INC RDI. So your pointer will get incremented so that it will point to the next position of the result array. DECCX, you have already stored the ASCII equivalent of one digit right? So decrement Cx, so 16 becomes 15. JNZ up 1. JNZ is jump if no 0. If it will check, this particular instruction will check whether CX is 0 or not. If it is not 0, it will jump to the label up 1. So it will jump again at the upper side where up 1 is written, right? So JNZ is again a conditional jump instruction. What is JNZ? JNZ is again a conditional jump instruction. So again what it will do, it will roll RBX by 04. So next digit will be available at the lower significant position. Move AL comma BL, the same thing. Again ANDing. Again the same thing is repeated. It gets converted into its ASCII value and it gets stored in the second position of the result array. Again INC RDI, so it will increment the pointer by 1. DEC CX, so the 15 minus 1, it is 14. JNZ, it is not 0, so it will go to up 1. It will roll RBX by 04. That means what it will do, it will go into this particular loop for 16 times. 16 digits will get converted into its ASCII value and it gets stored into the result array. That means now what thing is remaining, what only you have to display this result array. And how you can display this result array? You can display this result array by using write system call. So after JNZ up 1, whenever it is 0, it will not go to up 1, it will come down. So whenever it will come down, you have to use the write system call. So you can directly write the instruction like move RAX comma 1, move RDI comma 1, move RSI comma result, move RDX comma 16, syscall. So that means I have written a write system call to display the result array on the screen. So if in the result array it stores the ASCII value, then the hex value gets displayed on the screen. So in this case it is written disp message result comma 16. That means they have used this macro over here. You can also write the macro for write system call in under section before section dot below the section .bss. You can write the macro also. You can declare the macro, you can call the macro over here, but this particular macro is for write system call, or you can write a write system call for displaying the array result. And then after that you can write a exit system call, and exit system call is move RAX comma 60, move RDI comma 1 or 0, and syscall. That will close your that will exit from your program, right? I hope everybody has understood this particular part of accepting the string from the user and displaying its length on the screen.